What's going on, Bucs fans? You're watching Bucs Breakdown by Chat Sports. My name is Reed Barkis, and coming up on today's show, NFL draft expert Daniel Jeremiah has the Bucs taking a beast in his 2.0 2026 NFL mock draft. That's what we're going to talk about today. Very excited. You're going to love the person that he picked. But before that, I want to ask you guys right off the bat, where should the Bucs go in the 2026 NFL draft? I know we have a couple needs on defense, but let me know. Should they go edge, type E, secondary, type S? Because I put it as secondary because we may need a safety as well if you want to move on from a couple people or switch some stuff around in the secondary. So I just put secondary. And then linebacker, type LB. And if you say other, maybe you want to go tight end or offensive line, depending on how the board goes. Then type O down in the comment section. This is not about me. This is all about you guys. I want to hear from you. I read all the comments. So please get in the comments and let me know what you think the Bucs should do in the 2026 NFL draft with the number 15 pick, which Daniel Jeremiah has the Bucs picking Sonny Styles. Man, the linebacker out of Ohio State with the number 15 overall pick because, yes, of course he's going to be there. Please let him be there at number 15. The amount of mocks I've seen, he does not make it to number 15. But Daniel Jeremiah, he is one of the best experts in the NFL draft. Every year, he comes out. It's Daniel Jeremiah that comes out with the beast, right? Yes, he comes. Dane Brugler, I'm sorry. Sorry, Dane and Daniel. But either way, Daniel Jeremiah is a really, really good NFL draft expert. He puts out a lot of mock drafts. He's hit on a lot of stuff, and he just knows his stuff when it comes to the NFL draft. So, Sonny Styles making it to 15 in his second mock draft this year makes me feel a little bit better about us and our position here at number 15, because I've said it before, I don't really love pick number 15. You're sort of smack dab right in the middle. Depending on how the board goes, you're kind of just at will of what other teams do. So, Sonny Styles would be a fantastic pick. And I love this guy, man. I mean, we've talked about him before. Other Bucs content creators, the Pewter Report, have talked about him as well. He is right up there with Arvell Reese. When you got two really good linebackers, and funny enough, he started as a safety and then made his transition down to linebacker. So he's a little bit new in that position, but still 82 tackles, 6.5 tackles for loss, 1 sack, 4 PBUs and an interception, and 1 forced fumble. And when you look at the Bucs linebacker depth chart, I just hate when this pops up on screen because, I mean, there's a lot of stuff going on here. Yaya Diaby, he's probably going to be captain next year. He had a solid season last year. Lavonte David, we just don't know what's going on with him. Servassier Dennis, we're looking for a little bit more from him, and Hassan Reddick is probably gone as well. And I've heard, Anthony Nelson and others are potential cut candidates. So if Lavonte David does decide to retire or he doesn't, I don't think it matters. I think if Sonny Styles is there, you slam the table and you say, hey, you don't even waste any time. You call a commissioner and say, hey, we're taking Sonny Styles. And because he is a great, great prospect. And with the amount of needs that we have on this defense and this team in general, I mean, offense is okay. Maybe just a tiny couple of holes in terms of Cade Otton. Is he going to leave? You want to take somebody like a Kenyon Sadiq in the draft, but that's besides the point. We have a lot of needs, and linebacker being one of them, when we really only have 2 starting linebackers on the squad right now. And a guy like Sonny Styles would be a day 1 starter. And if you want to take him at 15, if he is there, he becomes your green dot guy, and the way he plays is so perfect for this defense, and it is exactly what we need and what we were missing back in 2025. Now, coming up, we're going to talk a little bit more about Sonny Styles and, what some experts had to say, NFL Draft Buzz, and what Daniel Jeremiah had to say on his prospect, because he has him ranked a little bit higher than him going at 15. So it would be a little bit of a steal if he landed at 15 to the Bucs. So that's what's coming up. But before we do that, I want to remind you guys that this is a brand new channel here at Chat Sports, the Bucs Breakdown, and I've had a really good time making content for you guys and seeing the channel grow. So if you're looking for more content for the 2026 NFL Draft, because I'm ready for this to happen, because I just want to get going on the next season. We had a little bit of a disappointing 2025 season after a hot start. So I just want to get to the draft, get to free agency, and we've got you covered here. So if you want more draft content, free agency content, make sure to go down, hit that subscribe button. It is 100% free. So $0 to watch the Bucs breakdown, and you get to see my pretty face all the time when you click into the video. Shout out to my mom and dad. Thank you. All right, let's move on. Styles, this is from Daniel Jeremiah on Sonny Styles. Styles is outstanding in coverage. He can carry slot receivers down the seam and smoothly mirrors tight ends all over the field. He's an explosive blitzer and will run over running backs, who try to block him in pass pro. Styles' performance in the Big Ten title game against Indiana answered any questions about his game, as he was the best defender on the field in that matchup. He reminds me of Fred Warner as a player. This is exactly what we need for this defense. I mentioned it earlier. He is going to fly around the field. Any film or highlights that I watch of Sonny Styles, he just finds his way to the ball. He's all over the field. He can go laterally. He can go up the field. Like Daniel Jeremiah was saying, he can fill running holes pretty well as well. So I think he is your typical middle linebacker. And when he said Fred Warner as the NFL comp, I love that, because if you watch Fred Warner, he is all over the field making plays. When there's a play to be made, usually Fred Warner is around the vicinity. And I think that's what Sonny Styles brings your defense. Like I said, he's had a interesting career starting at safety and then moving to linebacker. So that's a little bit of an interesting, topic to talk about, because he is a little bit smaller for his size. Now, his height's there, but I think when you look at the pros and cons of him, you can see the possibility, and I guess the ceiling is very, very high for Sonny Styles. So his pros for Sonny Styles: great versatility and athleticism in coverage. He's got a little tight hips a little bit, but I think when you get him going, he's very good in coverage. And like Daniel Jeremiah was saying, in that slot where we kind of got killed a little bit in terms of coverage linebackers. Lavonte David getting a little bit older, he's a little bit slower. So I think we are lacking in that sense, and Sonny Styles can immediately pop in there and help with that coverage. And, on the outside, he sticks well. We'll get to something in a little bit, but very good con for him. Very good pro for him, excuse me. Constricts run fits with size, force, and technique. Sort of what I was saying earlier is he fills those running lanes. So even though he's a little bit smaller, he knows where that ball is going. He can kind of see it, and he fills that lane, and he's there to make the tackle. And that kind of goes into his last pro. Oh my goodness, it's early. All over the field and finishes tackles very well. If you watch any film of him, he is finishing that tackle. He's not, diving at the legs or anything. He is wrapping up and finishing the tackle, which I love. You want to swarm tackle on defense, and I think that's what we're looking for, and he's very, very good at making tackles and finishing them as well. So those are his pros, but when there's pros, there's some cons as well. Sort of what I was alluding to earlier, a bit thin for his height. I believe he is 6'4", 243, and that is doable, man. Coming from yes, thank you, Colin, 6'5", even better. 6'5", 243. So he is a little bit skinny, but that is no problem for the Bucs and their strength and conditioning team. You get some weight on him, he's going to look a lot better. So that's a con, but we're doable with that. He can get caught in staring in the backfield. A lot of play action. He will sort of get caught staring at the potential run to go fill that lane, and then he gets sort of caught in coverage and stuff like that. So a little tough, but that can be taught. We can knock that out of him right away. And then what I was saying earlier, man coverage versus quicker wide receivers needs a little bit of work. So against running backs and tight ends, up the seam and maybe a drag route and out route, he's good. But against a shifty wide receiver, he's going to get, beat a little bit, which I think that could just come with time. And if you put on size, that'll hurt a little bit. But I think as a prospect, he's very raw. And I think bringing him in, he's going to start right away. If you keep Lavonte David, he could even, mentor Lavonte could mentor Sonny Styles and sort of move him right into that starting linebacker spot, which I believe if we draft Sonny Styles, he will be a day one starter. I just think that. But NFL draft buzz on Sonny Styles. This is a modern linebacker built for modern defenses. Todd Bowles. Styles does his best work when coordinators use his range and coverage ability rather than him asking to take on pulling guards and lead blockers between the tackles. He should be deployed in sub packages from day one, where his safety background comes as an asset rather than something to hide. That is something that I love to hear when a lot of people are saying, oh, yes, he's coming from a safety to linebacker. He's not going to get linebacker as well as he did safety or anything like that. Look at Nicky Minwari. They're throwing him all around the field, and you just let him go. Let him go play his game and do what he does best. And I think that's a little bit like Sonny Styles. Now, not like Eamon Worry. I think he's going to be a little bit more of a linebacker type in that sense. But go let him roam. Go let him cover people. Go let him do what he does best. And I think that's what we need right now is you put a little size on him, he's going to be your Lavonte David replacement. And I keep going back to if Lavonte leaves, and if he stays, he's going to have to start. But you move Servassier Dennis, and you move some stuff around. You put Sonny Styles in there in those sub packages. I mean, I think this is a perfect pick if he is there at number 15. And I'll throw it over to you guys. Let me know. Do you want the Bucs to draft Sonny Styles? Type Y for yes, type N for no. I am spamming my Ys down in the comment section because he is exactly what we need. And if he makes it to number 15, I'm going to be banging on the table for the Bucs and Jason Licht and the Glazers to write that name, Sonny Styles, into the NFL draft. So make sure you get in the comments. Let me know what you think. Do you want the Bucs to draft Sonny Styles? Type Y for yes, N for no. That is all I have for you today on this edition of Bucs Breakdown. Thank you so much for watching to the end of the video. Let's see. I'm going to pick a random name, Cullen. David, thank you so much watching to the end of this video. Wherever you guys are watching, whenever you're watching, I hope you're having a great rest of your day. And as always, fire the cannons.